Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As Sobia said, my name is Suleiman Shaibu. I live here in Lagos, Nigeria. It's 7:30 Indian time. So welcome to this session. Let's quickly go. I hope you all can see my screen. So we need to move very fast. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so just a quick introduction. Like Sobia said, I'm a management consultant. I'm a coach, speaker, author, a man, and an AI expert. I've been facilitating management retreat now for some time. I've done 16 so far. I've been using MindMap since 2016. I work with business owners and corporates. I'm passionate about leadership. And our company, BFT Consulting, are focused on strategy, sales, HR work, and AI. That's what we do. I know most of you already have some idea about what brainstorming means. But I'll not go through that process of explaining and trying to show you how brainstorming works. But I've just shared this diagram here to tell you the process we're going to go through, because we're all actually going to be brainstorming together, be using a case study to go through this application where we're using MindMap AI as a tool for mind mapping, and we're talking about a topic called PESTLE Analysis. I will explain what PESTLE means in the course of this discussion. Well, suffice to say that what it is you have on the screen here is just telling you that though there are many steps to you brainstorming, we're just going to focus on the way a brainstorming session is conducted, where we explain some ground rules to you. We start the session, we rub ideas, and we get some engagement as well from you. I'll look at the chat to see some of your comments. When I ask you some questions, be able to answer, and we'll end up with an action plan. The company we'll be using today is a hypothetical company called Kitty Culture, and I'll explain the rationale for using that organization as we go through. Okay, so whenever you hear PESTLE is a tool that business owners and large enterprises use to analyze their business for planning purposes. They actually sit down and map out, looking at their own environment by looking at the political landscape and seeing how those things shape business, whether it's the economic factor, whether it's the social, whether it's technology, how technology is disrupting business, how they can also to actually leverage it. It's not only the negative side. You must also think of the positive side as well. How the environment, whether it is nature, whether it's flood, whether it's a pandemic, and also to the legal framework or the regulatory compliance policies that apply either in their industry or in their country that will affect how successful they are as business owners. So the first thing I woke up to this morning is to see that people were crying in the US yesterday that they've shut down TikTok. This morning, I understand they've restored service. Well, politics play a major part in the life of any business. As you come to see with the case study we're going to talk about a hypothetical clothier here called Kitty's Culture that caters to children between the age 5 to 19. But I jumped the gun. But politics can affect your business. That's the point I wanted to put across. Next one, and we're already talking about textile, because you cannot make clothes without textile material, without cotton, without the materials you use to make the dress or clothes that you make. So import regulation, or export regulation, whatever the rules are, can affect the business. And in this case, I live here in Nigeria. Hi, Sobia, can you hear me? I heard a small sound.
I can hear you well, Suleiman.
So I should go ahead. Okay, excellent.
Yes.
So policies, a country's policies, economic policies can impact a business. So you take my country, Nigeria, for example, there has been so many economic policies of late during the past 18 months where the federal government removed subsidy on fuel. As you're aware, Nigeria is a large, exporter of oil, that is petrol, or the one that they convert to many other products like diesel, like kerosene, etc. So it has affected our life and businesses here. It has impacted business. That's what I'm trying to point out here. So here is a website of this company called Rough and Tumble. They're the market leader when it comes to providing locally made children's clothes. But today, we will be talking about our own hypothetical case called kiddie culture. This kiddie culture, the logo you can see here, I actually created it using an AI. So everything that here is fictitious. It's not real, but it's just to communicate the idea of how a business owner should take advantage of PESTLE analysis, how to analyze their business in the eye of different factors that can impact their business, whether it's political, whether it's economical, whether it's social, whether it's technological, whether it's legal, or whether it's environmental. And we're going to unpack those things in a few minutes from now. Just what I do. So it's just a quick rundown about this company. This company was started by a lady called Miriam Ajasa. She returned from the UK 10 years ago, and she started a fashion line for children between the ages of 5 to 9. She's been around for 3 years. The numbers you see here, as you can see, these are the number of units that she shipped since 2002. The number seems to be declining, and she wants to find out why. What are the things that are impacting her business that is responsible for these poor results? She has had to close one of her outlets, and she wants to use PESTLE analysis to analyze the whole business landscape as a clothier here in Nigeria. So remember, I repeat again, kiddie culture does not exist. It's purely that of my imagination and working with AI. And the market leader, a real company called Rough and Tumble, does exist. I've showed you their website. You can check them out and you can know more about them. So problems and challenges are not unique to any person. The same way I'm describing this clothier called kiddie culture is the same way you will have your own business. And I'm assuming that some people that have joined this call today are either consultants or business owners or people who are working as managers in charge of strategy, trying to help decide how to analyze their own business or analyzing somebody else's business. So there's nothing unique about what I'm describing here. It could be more complex from where you come from, but it's just so that we can have an understanding and a commonality that we're sharing the same, we're looking at things from the same lens. As Stephen Covey would say, the way you see the problem is the problem. So let us see what PESTLE analysis will do for us. I won't spend too much time here. I wanted to describe our market, but what is important is that depending on who you speak to. Some people tell you that right now things are tough economically in Nigeria, and there are many factors that are impacting it, whether it's the power problem we have, or whether it's the exchange rate problem, whether it's fuel scarcity that we have, whatever the reasons are. There are many reasons why a business will be going through a tough time. So this is a mind map. This mind map was created by MindMap AI. It shows you the different factors we talk about. So we talk about political, just give me a minute. We'll still get to the demo stage. I just wanted to show you this in a slide format. It will tell about things that are affecting this business, this kiddie culture, clothier company, politically, what's impacting their business. So it's not just only political, social, economical, but I won't spend too much time here. When I go to the main slide, I will be able to talk more about it. Okay, somebody's asking a question. I think we're told that all questions will be answered during the Q&A session. So let me move ahead. Okay, let's go. So there are different ways in which you can present this mind map. I will show you how I did it when we do the live demo. And we'll show you how powerful this tool is, that you can actually deep dive on any of those nodes or branches and see exactly what's going on. And you see how I will use AI to communicate, and you see how a mind map gets generated live when we start. But remember, this session is not about training you on how to mind map. I'm just only showing you how I use it as a tool in my facilitation session, and how I use it for planning, because I'm also a business, but how also too you can use PESTLE analysis to plan your business, and leveraging a tool, an AI mind mapping tool like mind mapping AI. That's the goal. Okay, let's move. Okay, so let's go to the demo now. So I'm going to switch sites now. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. All right. So this is the site. I'm going to sign in. Okay. So I was working on this earlier on. So we'll start a new one to see how I will create the. So here we have a small chat window here where you can actually give instruction to your AI on what it is you want it to do. So, and I've made it very simple. I'm not going to type that much. I'll just go ahead and copy and paste the prompt. So if any of you have used ChatGPT before, what is cool about this tool is that it leverages a technology just like the way you chat with ChatGPT to do that for you. So here, if you can see my screen, Sobia, can you see my screen so that as I keep demo, I won't stop anymore?
Yes,
Can you see this?
Suleiman. Yeah, we can
Beautiful.
see.
Okay, so I've written here, create a personal analysis for a children clothing brand called Kitty Culture. So I hit send, click the send button. It will start now to generate a mind map. Now, there is something wrong with this mind map. What is wrong with this mind map is that I was not specific well enough. What it will do for me to just give me a standard personal analysis of any clothing company. But I want it to be more granular. I want it more specific to Nigeria. So I will go back to the chat function, which is the Copilot chat here, and I will give a new instruction to redo the mind map, but this time specifically to Nigeria, so that the Nigerian context will show in the personal analysis that I'm doing. So I'll paste what my new instructions is. My new instruction says, redo the mind map. Kidu Culture is a Nigerian company. The personal analysis should reflect the current realities in Nigeria. Once I hit send, this mind map will change automatically. You will notice that a new set of things will show up. Great. There we go. So you can see now, if you look at it, let me minimize this so you can see. It has brought things that are specific to Nigeria. You see, and as we go through it now, it will be clearer. I can go through it one after the other. We're here to talk about personal analysis. So because we don't have time, I will only take only one topic in the branch to explain it to you so you can understand how we do personal analysis. So if I start from the political, we start for P, right? There are some things that can impact your business, like I showed in the earlier slide. Government regulation regarding import. So if, for example, government regulation is very stiff about importing materials into Nigeria, and the clothier can easily source materials easily here, it means it's a plus for the clothier. In this case, it's a good thing for kiddie culture. But if it's not the case, that means it's negative. So what it means is that as a business owner, you need to start thinking of how you can mitigate this external factor that's affecting your business. The next one we'll go to is economic. So here, there's a high unemployment rate. So it means that people have little access to funding. And because this clothing addresses a particular segment of the society, middle class to wealthy clients that can buy clothes that are designed specially for them, it means that because the economy is not that strong, the earning power of people have been challenged. It means that the number of people that can buy will reduce. That will probably explain why you have a reduction in the number of units she's shipping in the year 2024. So when we do personal analysis, we need to look at different factors that can impact a business. Some of you are in the chat room, so I can some of you can, but if you can, let's talk about technological. What are the technological things that can affect a clothier? Someone who is making clothes. I can see logistic chain, infrastructure, access, payments, internet penetration, and e-commerce. Yes, e-commerce matters a lot because, for example, if you are in Nigeria, and I don't know whether it's happening in what part of the world you are in, there's this Chinese company called Temu that's been harassing us right now on social media. They're a major competition to all these local companies. It means that their own e-commerce capability is probably stronger than this kitty kettle. So e-commerce is something that will affect them. Interestingly, I just discovered that when it comes to technological, there are some items that are missing here. So the fact that this tool has generated this as a prompter for us doesn't mean we cannot add more things to it. So I will add Can somebody guess? Let me see anybody in the chat room quickly as we are going. Who can tell me what we should add here that is technology that can really impact this clothier's business? I want to quickly see that before I just go ahead and put my own. Okay. I cannot see anything in the chat. So I will go ahead and say AI. AI will impact this business. And it's not added. So I can add it. I can add it. You can add a child. So you can do your right button and add a child. So I can write AI, that is artificial intelligence. AI is a short form. It will be sufficient. So I've added it. So you can add things to the branches or nodes as it's called. And if I wanted to find out how AI can impact this thing, I can actually press my right button and ask it to expand on this topic. So it can expand and tell me more about how AI will affect this business. So if you see it's showing generating now. This is the true power of this tool. The good thing about this tool, MindMap AI, is that the history of the transactions of all the instructions you give to the AI is always there anytime you come back. And if you're working with a team, as you are discussing with them, all your actions will be showing live on the screen. So let's also look at what it says, how AI will be impacted here. So look at it here. So it means that, for example, they will have an AI chatbot. They can predict their inventory, right? They can use it for marketing purposes, for recommending tools. So this is a wonderful example of when we're doing PESTLE analysis. So we've touched on technology. Let's go to the environment. Here it says waste disposal and pollution, water scarcity, environmental, and sustainability, sourcing of materials. It makes sense. There are people who want to ensure that the place where they make these clothes, they are not using child labor, right? They are not cutting down trees or wasting energy. They want to make sure that those clothes are produced in a very ethical manner. So it matters. So as a clothier, you'll be looking at that option as well. But I'm going to touch about waste disposal here. So the question I'll ask this tool, because it has an AI side to it, is for you to give me top 3 things that affect waste disposal and pollution. And I want you to add 3 notes. I'll give an instruction now. Just watch what I'm going to do. Hold on a minute. So look at what I've put here. Look at the instruction. So my instruction will say add 3 nodes for the waste management issues confronting clothier. So this is where I want you to add. I want you to add here. This waste disposal. So I'll even change it instead of issues. I got waste disposal. Waste disposal. Confronting clothier. So I press enter. So it will generate 3 new nodes now here for me. So AI is also helping me do some of the thinking. Even though I have some of the answers, if I was facilitating a session, I will ask the audience what their thought is, and they will give it to me, and I will naturally manually create those branches myself. There we go. Now, I want you to notice something. It has done exactly what it is. There's a recycling problem. There's waste collection. There's dyeing process, because somebody they need to change the color sometimes. So let's do something. I think the wordings in the branches are too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly tell it to reduce the number of wordings. So I'll tell it that the maximum word length of the node should just be 4. Let's see how that will change. Okay, so 3, 4. Maximum word length of the node should be 4. So check every part of this mind map will change automatically. It's still generating. You can see that. You can see generating here. It will still change and it will cut the number of wordings. It's too long. And the reason why I want to keep it short is because, have you seen it now? So it keeps it very simple and short. If we think it's too, so let me reduce so you can see what it is I'm doing. Minimize this, minimize this. Okay. So you can see that the words he wrote before, they're no longer long. It's kept them very short. So when if you are working on your mind map for yourself, you should keep the word short, because you know what it is you have in mind that you're trying to say. But if you wanted it longer, which other people you needed to quickly catch the understanding, you can actually increase the number of words, which I'm going to do now again. So if you click here, you can actually undo what I just did if I'm not happy with it, or you can actually tell it more. Okay, you say, look, change the word length to 5. 5. So you can say it better. So if you change it again, so you change all the word length, so that way, somebody reads it, the person can capture it immediately. The good thing about it is that it saves you time. Normally, we would have had to be editing, correcting, thinking of how to look for short words. Those issues have been removed from us completely. Okay, there you go. So it's okay. It says you have adjusted the note length to a maximum of 5 words where possible, while maintaining clarity. So that's it. So it's done that. So let's move forward. We've looked at it, so we've showed you how it does. The other thing you need to do is to come here to this legal side. So when we do PESTLE analysis, we've touched on political, where we tell you that politics, what government policies do, who is in government, how it impacts your business. We've looked at economy, so things like inflation, exchange rates can affect your business. We've gone a step further. We've looked at social. No, we haven't talked about social. But that reminds me, let me show you another feature of MindMap AI that I love a lot. Do you know that you can see some items here. If I clicked on this, it will change the shape. Can you see that? It has changed the shape. So let me minimize all the notes so you can see. And you'll notice a pattern here that it's so intelligent that it knows that when we said PESTLE analysis, that the abbreviation is PESTLE. There you go. So it has arranged in a logical order, which is good. I think we were talking about social, so let's expand social. Under social, we have things like children fashion trend. Why is it important? It's important because as somebody who makes clothes, you need to know the behavior of your customers. It is what informs what kind of designs that you make that will resonate with your audience. What kind of materials you should use? What is trending now? You also look at the impact of social media. Children on TikTok, they see what their peers are wearing in other parts of the world. They want to be like that. There's also the population demographic. There's also cultural sensitivities. So you are not only making clothes for only one group of people. In Nigeria, we are predominantly Christian, Muslim, and other religion. So maybe you need, when you're making clothes for children, you also have to make one that is a hijab. All those kind of things are consideration. So let us go to children fashion. And let's say I wanted to expand this topic called children fashion. So I expand it, it will generate it now, and you'll be able to see what are the other things. If there we go. It will generate, to expand it out now. And so this is what technology really does for us. So it's telling you about locally made clothes, Western style, traditional attires, etc. You can keep going further and further and further. So that's the beauty of this. So if we're having a group discussion and we're brainstorming, we could actually stop at this social factor and discuss this topic on a deeper note. We could postpone or have a special session where we'll take each of those factors and discuss them one-on-one as a group. Or you can even break people into group where they go and take each of these topics and discuss them, then come back to the main house and highlight what those their key finding is and some decisions that they have taken. I wanted to show you the last one, which is legal, before we go to environment. So legal here, I know I went to environment quickly a few minutes ago. Let's go to this legal. So legal here, we have things like intellectual property rights. Let us say, for example, I'm clueless, or I have what you call a writer's block. I can't think of anything. How can I think about how intellectual property affects clothing business? I can't see it. So I go here and I press my right button and I say, expand. It will expand this topic and show me all the other possibility of things that I have not considered when looking at intellectual property, and tell me. If I have a question, I can actually ask a question within the chat function to ask it. It will soon generate a couple of things now. Look at it. Trademark and copyright. Because I'm not a lawyer, even though I know what it means, but let's imagine I don't. I'll come here to this and ask this chatbot and say, what is the difference between trademark and copyright? Right. It will tell me. So I don't need to go to ChatGPT to go and ask this question. But remember that for every question, every session you have, there are some credits that gets taken away. I'm sure Sobia will tell you how the credit works, maybe during the Q&A session. But what is important here is that it will answer those questions for me. Look at what he's saying here. The difference between trademark and copyright lies in what they protect and how they protect. Here is a simple explanation. Hold on. Maybe it stopped. Let me try. Let me retry. I hope I still have internet. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Suleiman, we can hear you well.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So there we go. So it's explaining to you what it is here, trademark, and what intellectual, what copyright and what trademark is. So you can actually get the answer and you can move on. We've already dealt with, oh, it even created oops. Now look at what has happened. Maybe it misunderstood my instruction. So it actually created a new mini mind map explaining what the difference between copyright and trademark is. So we've lost our way. So what I'll do is that we have an undo button. We can always go back to where we started from. So if I click undo, it will take us back to where we were. You see, that's also the power of this AI. So you can undo and you're back to where you are. So let me close all the mini stuff and let me now go. So now that we are, so I noticed that I'm struggling with the legal side, right? So I'm going to do something. I'm going to highlight all this and I'm going to press a right button and I will create a summary action for myself. Contact legal expert. So there's a note I've left here that will help me to be able to talk to a legal expert. And since whenever we do a PESTLE analysis, though this is short and I'm mindful of time, I want us to manage our time so we can have enough time for Q&A, is that we need to come up with an action plan. When we look at all these various factors that are affecting our business. So let us create a new tab called Action Plan. You can use the tab button, say Action Plan. Okay. And let's say one of my action plan is to hire a lawyer. That is hire or get legal advice. I've only created only one branch of this node called action plan. I can also still use AI to just ask it to expand on this topic called action plan. It knows that now it's time for me to decide the things I'm going to do. I haven't looked at all the factors. It will come up with a set. It will suggest action plans that I should do. Some I will agree with, some I will not agree with. If I don't agree, the ones that I don't agree, I delete them, right? And the ones that I make sense, I can even ask it to expand on them. So it will come up with a new list now. So here it is. So first thing, get legal advice, do some market research. If I want you to provide more context here, I'll just tell it again to expand what do you mean by market research, what kind of actions you want to take on. Okay, so you can expand as well. So that's it. Now, this topic called children, let's go to this social. I like this topic. This topic, I think, is going to impact our business because if we don't know the behavior of our customers, let me go down and show you that you can see it's generating consumer preference. These are some research that we should do if we want to stay competitive. But I'm going to go now and show you another feature of MindMap AI that I find very lovely. If you come to this children trending fashion, I can actually create a whole mind map for it alone as a standalone. And how do I do that? I press this right button and I say AI focus topic. When I click this, it will generate a entire mind map focused only on children trends. Wait for it. It will be different from what it did before. So it's generating now. There we go. You can see children fashion trending mind map. So it's telling you we should look at cultural fusion. There's something called Ankara, is a type of material here in Nigeria. And you can see that it knows where it is. And if you want to design clothes, we should do casual wear, sport wears, formal attire, all those kind of things. Because and we should think about sustainability, eco-friendly material, etc. Let me do it two copies of this. This is so I can show you that there's a difference between what it was before and what it just deep dived into. Okay, so now let's go here. Let's give it a minute. Let's say I say undo. It will take us back to where, oops. Hold on, the internet has failed. Hello? Sophia, are you still there?
Yes, Suleiman, I'm here.
Oh, sorry, I thought I lost you guys. Okay, all right, fine. So here we are. This is not where I want to be. I want to be, let's give me one more undo. I want us to go back to where we came from. So this is where we came from. So you can see now, you can look at it. If you check, I just wanted you guys to, you can see here that this children fashion trend is a mind map on its own. And this one here is a mind map on its own. So you can really deep dive. You can also to share your mind map with other people. Remember that we're in a collaborative age, right? So if you click share here, you'll be able to share this private link with other people. If you share it in public, if somebody does a Google search SEO, they can find this mind map, but we want to share it privately. So when we do, we click private, it will give us several options. And we can say copy link, and we can take this copy, which I can put, Sophia, can I put the link on the chat?
Yes, Suleiman, you can share.
Okay, beautiful. Just give me a minute. So I'm going to put it here. Maybe she can share it. I'm putting it in the where I am in my chat. I think it's called panelist and host. So maybe you can, I can put it and copy for that people. So any of you wanted a copy of this mind map, you can have a copy of it and you can do the needful. So it's good for collaboration. You can also download the image as a PNG. You can download it as a PDF. So if I say download as a PDF, it will come straight and download it. Open a, yes. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just give me a minute. There we go. So this is the mind map PDF version, and it will open to save. There we go. As you can see, this is the PDF version. You want the image format, same. So I think I need to stop here. I've showed you the basic features of how we use this tool for mind mapping purposes and for doing what you call PESTLE analysis. The other questions, I'll be able to answer your questions, and if I need to refer to any slide, I'll be able to refer to. Okay, so if there are no questions now, let me wrap up my presentation. First thing I think we are going to take away from here is that it's important for you to know the market. Anytime you're doing PESTLE analysis, it's always specific to an industry, specific to your organization, specific to your locale. So knowing your market is important. Brainstorming with other people is very important. Knowledge does not reside with one person. You need to leverage a tool like MindMap AI that will make your job easy. It records all the transactions you've done with it. So if somebody were to audit it or look at it, you will understand where your thought process started from and where you're going, right? It's always good to get perspective from different people, not just only from your team, from yourself, and also from AI. So it's out there, good opportunity. The good thing about mind mapping with AI is that it shows you a lot of possibilities, what is possible out there. Yes. And remember to share your thoughts with others. So that's my takeaway. So we're in the Q&A session. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, here is my LinkedIn. You just take a QR scan and scan this. You connect with me on LinkedIn. Or You can use any of my contacts here. I'm available.